What's up, y'all? It's Jam and Sam, and today we're going to restore the rest of the Jungle Japes variations from Donkey Kong 64. So, and I've really so I'm kind of going back and starting to I'm figuring out the best way to do Donkey Kong 64. And previously I had done some of the Jungle Japes theme as one video where all the tracks repeat once, but that made like a 20-minute video on it by itself. And so I found that it's better to have the tracks play once and then they just play through all the way once. And I think I'm going to upload all the tracks as one video, like all of them, even the boss theme. So that's kind of going to be the goal today, and I'm going to put out a new video with all of them and then just remove the old video from the playlist. We're going to do, we're not going to do it all in the Jungle Japes project file because the project files should be lumped together based on instruments, and the instruments on the other variations are different. So whatever has similar instruments is where we should how we should lump them together, because you don't want to mix for a bunch of different instruments and then have to do that every time. So the next one is Rambi, and Rambi has a very orchestral sample set. So let's do that one, and let's create a project file that's called like orchestral theme, miscellaneous orchestral themes. Okay, and let's play. Welcome, Plinkin. I'm doing good. How are you? And this track 10 is not going to show up because this Fruity LSD is a bad plugin. We can avoid that by changing this to 12. Cool. So that's the song that we're doing, and we're gonna save this as a project file called Orchestral Themes. Okay. So the first channel, we're gonna solo this. This isn't exactly orchestral drums, but the rest of them fall into, like here we have the trombone. That's orchestral. And then you have the bongos. Now, that's not exactly orchestral, but it's a mix, so I'd say this falls under orchestral in some way or form. I'd say that orchestral is the best way to lump this together. Bassoon is orchestral. And then it has the clavinet. We have our timpanis. And then there's this roar. I don't have that on me, but I know that it's found, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so the crash. And then we just have to turn the, change the root note. Yeah, that's the right pitch. Okay, and then we have a kick. Okay, jazz kick, and then we have the jazz snare, or the brush snare, or whatever. Okay, So we have just like one variation here. So let's take this bar, or these two bars, find first empty, call it drums. Then we go to brush snare, and then we bring it down to a normal pitch. Nice. Oh look, we have some variations on velocity here. Yeah, we have some interesting variations on velocity. So I'm gonna take, yeah, because these are all different variations, except I think a lot of it's just repeating. Yeah, a lot of it repeats there. Okay, so we'll take that and then just repeat the rest because it looks like, let's see. Ah, the velocities don't actually repeat, it looks like. Okay, we'll just take all of that then. Oh, they do actually repeat, they just don't repeat for a long time. Oh, I see where the repetition is here. Yeah, so actually, here you have the intro, and then you have that repeated pattern, but this is like just half of the repeated pattern. Let's delete that. Yeah, because now you can kind of see it go. So that's kind of the pattern right here, without repeats. Okay, so let's now take all the kicks. And then I think the pitch is a little, yeah, the pitch is a little bit, it's supposed to be a little flatter on the snare. Yeah. Okay, so with the snare, I mean with the kick, you can see that there are, you can kind of see where the variation repeats. So you can see the visually, kind of where, I can kind of see where it repeats. And then this part is kind of unique. Like the first part here is kind of unique, and then you have this. And then that pretty much just repeats, right? And this looks like the intro again. Yeah, it's just the intro again. Okay. Lovely. So that's our drum line there. Okay, and then if we map this out, it's like you have a crash. Once and then 2 bars later. Let me set my snap to be a bar. And then after 8 bars, you have another crash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it's just every 8 bars after that. Except that on the last part, you have another one after 4, but that might be just be the loop, I think. Yeah, it's just the loop. That doesn't matter. But now we have our drums, and the drums, it's hard to see, but you have the intro here, and then you have the variation. So the intro, actually, you have the first 4 bars like of the of the verse shaved off, like so, and then you just repeat that. As you can see here with the so then you do the full thing. So then it's like have the intro here, and then you just keep repeating that, I do believe. Yeah, pretty much. It's like every 8 bars it repeats that. Okay, so then this will go, this is our drum line, this will go down here. And that crash has to come down a bit. Okay, but I want the crash to still, well, I kind of want the crash to still continue to ring out. Nice, okay, that works. Now, ciao, Presley. Welcome. Been loving these restorations for many years. Also in the swamp tonight was great. Keep it up. Thank you. Glad you enjoy it. Yes. Think I will keep it up. Okay, so there's no panning on this, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's see what else we have here. So we got a trombone. Nice, and in the melody, so we're doing C, and then going briefly down to G, and then to D sharp. So it's like going up in minor thirds. Actually, it's going up and down it's counting up and down a C minor chord. So C, D sharp, C, G. So it's sort of like a sing-songy kind of thing, nursery rhymey thing. Nice. Okay, so let's copy that, and then we're gonna make this the melody line. So let's find first empty, call it melody, and then we're gonna open up contact. Okay, so let's grab our, let me find first my Donkey Kong 64 stuff. Oh, did contact ruin my folder, my pre-folder thing for that? It does that every now and then. Okay, so I'm just gonna take what I know I need. So I know I'm gonna need timpani. And let's see, bassoon. Gonna need that soon. Trombone, we might as well get both trombones because I think there is going to be, I think it's all just trombone. Like these lines are all like, whoops, I have to plug in my MIDI keyboard. Yep, it's all just trombone. So I think it'll help to have like 2 different, because there's 2 variations on the trombone. They're all pretty much the same there, but like just a little bit different enough to be like to feel different. I don't know. So like this one. Oh yeah, this one's a little quieter. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, that sounds a little too different. Yeah, maybe we'll just keep it to... But I wonder if a tuba would be better for these. Like the tuba from this... Yeah, well, we can try the tuba. Or just use the... or also put the trombone in there and see how it does. See what we like better. Okay, so... Next we need... tenor sax. Why is there also an emu tuba in here? I'm pretty sure the trombone is Roland, so that wouldn't work well either. Also need French horn. Oh wait, the tenor, there's also a... I need to clean this up. Let me see what sounds better. The tenor sax or this? The tenor sax is actually the one that was used. I can remove that. What the? Oh, it removed it from my... It's so stupid. Don't do that. Okay, so I need to specify... Delete this. What else? Okay, that's pretty much it. But we need multiple. We're going to use multiple trombones here, and then I can replace them as I see fit. We need at least one for the melody and one for the harmony. So we'll see which one we want to use. And this is definitely going to be a... Let's see. Let's go to Contact now. And these can all go... We're going to Alt this here and then put Contact here. And paste that there, and then Alt-C to change the channel. Oh wait, I forgot I didn't put... I put the trombone probably at 2. No, that's the bassoon. Nice, let's make that louder. Let's see if... Whoa. Nah. Now that is, let's see. It's a little bit not... Like, it's a little bit... It has too much attack. So let's sort of envelope out that attack. There we go. That's better. And now we need to raise the volume that we lost. Nice. I think we're just going to use the same trombone for all this because that one just sounds too different. And then remove the tuba. And then let's put the French horn at channel 4. Okay, well, but next is the harmony trombones. Let's put the French horns at 5. And the harmony trombones. Let's see. Let's call this bass trombone since it's playing a lower one. Okay, so this let's find first empty and call this bass trombone. And then we'll paste that here and send it to channel 3. Why is there supposed to be missing like that? That's crazy. Oh, it's because there's already a note there, so he does it to not like repeat. That's clever. And none of these, oh yeah, so the harmony is panned 41% to the right. The bass trombone, that is. Let's call this bass trombone since it's 2. Oh, it's going in the wrong channel. I was wondering why it wasn't panning. Okay, now let's go get the envelope we created for the regular trombone. Let's save that as untitled, or new preset, or whatever it defaults to. And then we're gonna go and add that to the bass trombone as well. Bass trombones. Okay, so I can identify a few repeats here. See, this is repeating. Then here, hold on, let me zoom in here. I think it just mutes out some of the notes sometimes, which we don't actually need, but I think it helps with not like having sudden like spikes in volume. So it's just muting them out where needed, and I think that makes it where there's actually no repeats, like no feasible, like no really obvious repeats, so that's fine. But this part repeats. It'll stay like that. Okay, so this now we have our trombones here. this is going to go into melody. And we'll send that to, I think, channel 5. Okay, so the French horns have the same problem where they have too much attack. So we'll put that same. This is a trombone. Wow, this is this is actually a trombone. Interesting. But it's not even giving me my preset that I made, which is interesting. Oh, that's because it's a different envelope. This is the ADHSR envelope. We need flexible envelope. That's much better. That's a little bit loud, actually. Nice. And that's going to be pan 30% to the left. So this next part is going to be bassoon. And bassoon is on channel 2. Okay, that's got to be an octave. And then we have the sax line. I think the sax is going to be channel 6. Nice. Now that sax and maybe the bassoon. That's the sax needs to be higher in volume, not the bassoon. Let me see how the because I have the sax that I had was like, I think I deleted it. Did I delete it? Yeah, I deleted it. Oh well, it sounds different anyway. That might need to be a little louder. Okay, and then we have the clavinet. That's going to be down there. I think it's here. Okay. And then we have to change the velocity because the velocity affects the character. Okay, it's really quiet though. let's go into the volume and like make that 150%. Maybe not that much. There we go. Nice, so that's our melody line, pretty much. I don't know if you take requests. You heard the Green Beer Historic Man on this nest. I don't actually take requests because I just take commission, so it would have to be paid for, unfortunately. I'm mostly just doing the ones that I have like nostalgia for because I unfortunately don't have time to take requests. Sorry. Welcome J Tahoe. Collectible everyone loves to hate on, but an integral part of my childhood and mine too. Yes. I think it's a good game. It definitely has its flaws, but it was a nice game. Could have been a lot better, but who am I to complain? Basically use this theme when any type of chaos is happening. Yeah, right? It's a very chaotic theme. Clarinet. Oh, no, actually not clarinet, it's bassoon. Bill Clinton is also in the chat. I didn't know Bill Clinton plays clarinet. Bill Clarineton. Thoughts about the Ramby Rumble? What? What? I don't have any thoughts about Ramby Rumble. Welcome, Munchkin Slab. That's okay. I was just wondering your thoughts on the theme from the new DK game, the Ramby Rumble. I haven't heard the music from that yet. Did they release the soundtrack? Because I remember looking for the soundtrack to the new DK game, but I could not find it. But I think that was before it was out, and I didn't look after it was out. So I'll try that. I'll check out that soundtrack. Hideout Helm 1 was a total banger. Hideout Helm 1 is good. That'll be done at some point. So, let's see. What is next? So we have, I think next is the drum beat here. Oh wait, also we have some panning information for the, what is this one? That's the bassoon. The bassoon has to be 30% to the left. And the sax is centered. And so is the clavinet. Okay. So then, next thing is the drum beat. So we have that tumba line, all of which are panned 61% left. Where is my tumba? Where are my tumba samples? Ah, here we go. Okay, and all of these have to be 61% left, so let's go do that. Okay, so here's that part. Let's find first empty and call it percussion. And that has to be at okay, and then you have the next one. And then finally, okay, cool. So we've got that, and then we have our maraca and maraca and cabasa combo. I do believe it was. Yes. Okay, so here's the maracas. And then we have our kabasa. Nice. Okay, and those are going to be panned 56% right. Cool. And then we have the timpani. So which repeats these two bars. I don't know why the French horns are still in there. So we can basically say, hey, I just need this. Okay, that one's repeated, and then that's just the line. Okay, let's call this timpani. Okay, and I should have the timpani. I think the timpani was the first thing I did. First channel. Okay, let's turn that way up. And let's give that release, because a timpani is like a release instrument that just rings out indefinitely. But this envelope, I hate it when it has that envelope that's like really far out. Let's give it AHDSR. There we go, 1 second release. Nice, I like that. Let me see if there's a, oh yeah, there is a, it doesn't sound quite right, and there is a, higher velocity. There we go. That's a little loud though, so let's turn it down. Now that sounds like the game. And let's see if any of the other variations sound more. Nope. Nice. Okay, and then you just have Ramby's scream, which I'll get later. Okay, so to build this theme, we have the melody up top. First it starts out with this thing. Nice. Bass trombones. Okay, and then you have this part repeated. Then you have percussion. And at some point the timpani starts. When does the timpani start? Oh, the timpani starts right after the first bar. Okay. So that timpani is still pretty loud. Let's turn it down. And I think so I want to make this arrangement the video arrangement, which means that each of the songs play without repeating. So let's just call this video, and then I will build the individual songs later. But actually, I'm going to be... No, this is not going to be a singular video, so it really just... We'll just call this Ramby. Because all of these themes here are just going to be miscellaneous stuff. So what that means is that I'm going to then... I think I'm going to just repeat it, right? But it might be that it repeats in a different way. Oh, at the end, the last part, you have that first variation again. Okay, so the next time it repeats... Oh, it actually has one where it just straight up repeats the first bar. Like in the timpani. So, that means that we want to do like that. And we're going to put the MIDI in here so that we can make sure that the tempo is kept right. So this one is definitely not here, this crash. Oh wait, this is supposed to be a return to the other part. I'm gonna say that this is probably the one right here. Okay, that works. Okay, so that's cool. Now for an ending here. Let's do... Nice, I like that. Let's have this fade out a little bit faster. Nice. Oh, you know what would be fun? If we have all of the other instruments doing that at once too. So like if we go and slice a bit off of this, slice the ending off. But I need to be on a bar snap. Slice the ending off of this, make it unique. And then we go grab the that ending bit from each of the lines. Actually, we can do this. But only the ones that actually do that, I guess. Wait, what happened? What in the world? Thing is like has a mind of its own. Okay, so this, yeah, we'll just copy that. Okay, and then this goes back here. Okay, and then I kind of want to do that with the with the sax as well. And the let's see. Nice. I like that. Let's see what else. We need the sax to do that too. Nice. And then Alt C to change the color, and then nice. I like that. But I kind of like the idea of maybe like having an intro to that, like having. So let's cut it here, and then we'll do a merging of these. Then I want to call this ending, and delete the other unique one we made. So then this will be like. I'm gonna go and grab the. I want the French horn just like maybe come in here. So let's try that. Nice. Nice. I like that. Okay, that's good. Let's move on. Why Nintendo hates their fans. Welcome, Win 1983. Nintendo likes money. They don't like their fans. Don't confuse them. One might confuse that because the fans give them money, so they have to serve the fans, but they don't like the fans. They like money. This came out great. Sounds like the game. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. But Donkey Kong 2025 Donkey Kong Bonanza Reels on Nintendo Switch 2. Reels on Nintendo Switch 2. Did you know that the track for Gloomy Galleon was originally composed for a SNES game Project Dream that eventually became Banjo-Kazooie and was repurposed for the track was repurposed for DK64? I knew about the Project Dream, but I did not know that Gloomy Galleon was originally for that game. That's cool. Hello, welcome. Seeing this decontrasted and reconstructed really makes you appreciate how much work goes into making a game. As a kid, you don't really give it a second thought, right? It's just like magic as a kid. But I think it's really cool to like see how, have it brought from your childhood and see what makes it tick. See the building blocks that created your childhood. DK64 was Grant Kirkhope, in fact. And this is definitely Grant's style, not Dave's style. It's definitely not Dave's style at all. Help me understand. N64 carts use analog audio. No, absolutely not. None of just the fact that it's on a game is digital. No. Oh, I see what you mean. No, they didn't record a real orchestra. Nobody ever did that. I mean, almost nobody ever did that. Some people recorded like real instruments. Like sometimes they recorded a like in Donkey Kong 64, the vocals were recorded, and some of the electric guitar stuff was recorded. But in order to record an orchestra, like they would have had to hire, not only have instruments on hand, but they would have had to hire an orchestra, and games just didn't do that in those days. Not just to make samples. Like they would just get the samples from sample libraries and workstation keyboards. People do that these days because it's now they have linear audio, but for a game that was just 16-bit, they would not have hired an orchestra. Like there's because they had to have a single note. Like all you could have is a single recording of each instrument, like a one note recording. So you wouldn't record like plenty of people have recorded instruments, but if you want to do a performance, then you record an instrument, and if you have the money. Very loyal remake of the Rambi theme. It's a banger indeed. Thank you, sir. Okay, so we will move on to the next thing now, and the next one is the next orchestral theme. Actually, is the very next thing. I think it's next. The barrel chorus. We have the barrel chorus next. So let's get to that. I want to make another project for that. So let's find oh, I could have just created a new one. Yeah, just do the barrel chorus. So all the barrel choruses are going to be in the same project. Because they all use the same sort of wind sample. And so all you have to do is really change the melody, but this would be a really quick one. So all we really need to do is, first of all, drop the wind in there. So like so. Okay, and then we have our flute loop. Let's call this Jungle Japes, because we really only need like, the wind is going to be the same for all of them. We really just need like one line for each of them, and it's all going to be flute. For every one of them uses flute. So we just go and get this flute vibrato. At least I think it's either that or the panpipes. Oh, because they didn't even put Fruity LSD in here. So stupid. Now, this is such a bad plugin. It doesn't even play at first. Okay, now there it goes. I want to say that's probably the panpipes. Yeah, that's the panpipes. That's not this. I need to sort this by alphabetical order. No, my keyboard's not even playing this for some reason. Which is kind of dumb. Okay, so let's go to Jungle Japes. Let's play this. Oh, because it's selecting channel 1. Go down an octave. Is it really supposed to be that high? Yes. Just sounds a little weird on the thing, when it's playing that high. Let's give it some attack because it's so high. The sample is being played so high that it's making it sound immediate. That the chiff is being muted out. Interesting. I wonder if it would sound better as the like on the JV pan flute, but I don't think I have that. Oh yeah, I don't have that installed. Oh well. It sounds a little wonky, but that's okay. Okay, so that'll be that pretty much. So first we just have to put this down. And I think it has like, so it looks like it has like 8 bars of silence before repeating again. So crazy, it's... I might have to get the JV thing and just use that for this instance, because that doesn't sound great on the thing. Yeah, it's not. Of course, it's been octave, it's like a really high piccolo. The piccolos because it's yeah, the notes are very shrill. But I'm gonna fix that because it's like you can sort of. I guess we can do the mixing in here where it's like. Since that's all we have, but basically this is the only instrument, so let's call this flute, or call this piccolo, and then we can turn down some of those high frequencies. Oh wait, go to low pass. Oh, we might be able to use the looped one, and maybe that'll sound a little better. Maybe it'll sound better on this sample. It doesn't sound that, still doesn't sound that great. So let's give it, I mean, this is gonna be the only instrument, so, I think, does this have, like, this stereo? Yeah, it's stereo. So I want to give that some saturation. And maybe some chorus anyway, just to make that feel a little better. Oh, it does something. Oh, actually, that makes it sound, that's an improvement. Okay, and maybe we can boost the lowest frequencies a little bit. No, that doesn't help. Okay, maybe reverb will help. Let's use round for this one. Nice, I like that. Okay, that makes it a little better. Yeah, I can live with that. Okay, let's put a limiter on that, just to make sure, we want it to... So we kind of want it to just be a little louder. And then the... Okay, so the saturation is coming into a little too hot. Oh wait, that's because I keep increasing it before, but I have to increase it here. And maybe we can do some stereo separation on here. And I think it's actually, okay, I think some of the problem is that it's going beyond the mapping of the instrument. So if we extend this out, I think it'll, that's why some of the melody line wasn't working. Okay, that's starting to sound a little better. Yeah. The chorus hides the shrill a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was intentional for them to be shrill, but it still doesn't sound good. Like in the way that it's shrill. It's not the fact that it's shrill, it's that it's a really high, it's a sample, a lower sample. Like the root, like because the root of the sample is down here, right? It's like this is the root. See that the root of the sample is here, and the notes are being played way up here. So you're pitching a sample up really high. Like it doesn't matter. What matters is that the sample is low, a lot lower than it's being played here. And I think I might want to do Maximus for this, just because like I want to control those high frequencies. I want to make sure, because you always want the high frequencies to be like not exceed 9 decibels. So I want to make sure to control that. I also want to control the mid frequencies, make them not exceed 3 dB. And I know the lows are not going to go very loud. At least we can control that a little bit. Yeah, that makes it a little more controlled. Oh, did I not? Is there really supposed to be 2 notes there? Yeah, there is. I guess the 64 and then 64 could only go so high. Cool, interesting. Okay, so let's save this as barrel courses. Okay, and let's go back to orchestral themes for the minecart theme. My girlfriend and I have really enjoyed your music. I appreciate all your hard work. Thank you, Baden Mars. Welcome. Glad y'all enjoy it. Have you ever watched the old school anime Tenchi Mucho? No, I didn't see much anime. I'm not really an anime guy. I mostly like funny stuff. The OST was a total bop. If you haven't, I highly recommend looking. I'll check it out if I remember. Quintessential 90s era bop. Nice. Appreciate the education on the sampling. I was wondering how it worked back then. Yes, it was pretty interesting. Yeah. Okay, so back in orchestral themes, let's find first empty, and then we're gonna drag in our where is it? The minecart. MIDI out, and then don't start a new project. Okay, this is gonna be a big one. So let's go, we have our timpani line here. As far as I can tell, there's not really much repeats here, or there is repeats, but they don't repeat in a repetitive way, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm just gonna make that a whole line. Let's call this drums, or maybe we'll just call this drums, because I know there's gonna be snares and stuff, and we'll put that in the same line. So let's go here, and then we're gonna do Alt-C. Oh, this is the thing where it's a glitch. Control L, and then that'll take care of it. It should be playing. Oh, but that's because I made it mute out contact. I think it might be the wrong octave. Oh no, it is the right octave. I think that might be the wrong octave, actually. Oh, that's good. Okay, so next thing is crashes. So let's make a new arrangement and call it Jungle Minecart. And let's drop in our drums. Well, let's call this timpani because I don't think it has any orchestral snare. So, Jungle Mine Timpani. Okay, so let's put the MIDI in there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to tell. It's too dense. Or maybe if I extend it. Yeah, no, I can't really tell. Okay, so now I already have the crash in here. Let's see. So we have one crash almost immediately right after the other. And let's make sure to slice this one off, that it doesn't. Alright, because that's playing just one bar after the next part. Okay, so it's basically playing every 2 bars. Except for here. Up to here, it's playing every 2 bars. Okay, so that means we'll have to cut this tail off here. And then just trying to fade it out at the last bar. And then we'll just go boom, 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 boom until we see the cursor. Oh wait, that's right. It's at bar 50. And once bar 50 hits, it only plays every 6 bars. Oh, but then it variates a little bit. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Oh yeah, I can see where it's like a hit. But let's put, so if I put the minecart theme here. Ah, yes, I'll be able to hear it. Okay, and then you can take this one here. Oh, it's every bar now. Okay, so these, I want them to like fade out. Okay, that's better. Now this. Okay, cool. Ah, this must be the, this must be where it repeats. Yeah, that's the part where it repeats. Okay. Nice. So we can go now here. This looks like our string line. Okay, so let's just make that our strings. Let's see. Jungle Mine strings. So we will then go to contact. And add some strings. Which channel would this be? Let's see. Seven. Cool. And this will be 30% left. Nice. Cool. Okay, so now we can move on to whatever this is. More strings. Bass strings, I guess. Nice. Okay, let's find first empty and call this jungle bass strings. And then we're gonna make a new one because this will be mixed a little differently. Which will be channel 8. And then we're going to send this to select channel 8 and Alt-C to change. Nice. Let's see if we have any other basses or if this is just... Whoops, that's not the right one. The only other bass we might have is this. I don't even know what that is, really. Oh, that's channel 10. Okay, but that's also gonna be playing at the same time as... Oh, but yeah, so... We might be able to put that in the same channel. Yes. Let's just call this Jungle Japes Jungle Mine Bass. And what channel is this? Because I know we want that to be the bass trombone. Bass trombones is at 4. Nice. Heavy bass. Nice. Okay. Also, here is, in this case, it's 14% left. So the bass strings are going to be 33%, right? So then we have to make that, let's see, bass strings. And then the regular strings were 30% left. But I don't know why, why do I have it? Oh yeah, I already have it 30% left. Okay. So, now the bass trombone isn't, I don't think it's panned at all in Ramby's theme. Oh, yeah, it's panned a little bit. So we have to change it because it's going to be a different panning in the other theme. Let's assign a knob here. And then we go contact, pan. And then we want to insert, we want to go to bass trombones, Control I, to give it, to make it automate what we already have there. And then we're going to change it to 14 left. And then go head over to the pan again, and then Control I to insert that. So now every time it goes to the respective patterns, it'll change accordingly. Cool. Okay, so I think these are trumpets here. I think he's using the same wave. Why is it stopping? I have to compare this. Yeah, this one's definitely different. So that might, I think there's a trumpet thing being used. So apparently, yeah, I'll probably have a trumpet thing in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Trumpet. Cool. So it's, I think that would be in a melody line. Let's see. Oh, there is also the same kind of rhythm trombone. So the tuba is gonna have to go somewhere else. And let me see if that's the same wave or if there's. Oh no, there's actually a separate tuba. Okay, so that makes sense. Now, so we can remove the automation we did on the jungle mine bass, and instead we add a tuba. Let me just make sure. I don't know if if he uses another trombone or if he actually uses the tuba. Yeah, that's probably the same tuba sound. Okay, so that means with the tuba we've just created, I have to change that to channel 10 now. Everything that is here, Shift C, and then change that to 10, Alt C. Except it's not playing, and I think that might be because it's out of range. Yeah, because they make the range like. There we go. Okay, and this will be 14 left. But I don't know. I remember there was an emu version. I think the emu version might have fit better. Might have been the most probable source. Let me see if I can go and undelete that. Oh, I think I can't because it like was deleted by Contact itself. Oh well. I'll go and find it later. But for now, that'll do. Oh yeah, it's different. Let me try and go find that from the disc that I have there. Dun da 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 dun do do da 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 dun da 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 da. Tuba, here we go. Stereo tuba. Maybe that's it. Let's see. I think that might be it. Let's see. Oh wait, no, that's the original, never mind. So that has to go an octave down. It's definitely better, definitely closer. But this is also multiple samples, so it might sound a little different. And it also, in the game, it doesn't really sound like a tuba. Because it's being stretched. Definitely sounds closer, though. Nice. I like that sound. Okay, so now this is going to be, and I'm going to save this. I'm going to save over the last one at least. Oh, the tuba emu is still there. Wow. I think the reason why I didn't see it was because I didn't, let's see if this one's better anyway. Let's move it down an octave. Nice. Let's see what the difference is. Well, first of all, it's an octave too high. Turn this down. Let's get both of them in there and then do a comparison. Put them at the same channel. I think they're the same. Just one is stereo. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. We can delete this one. Nice. Okay, so this is going to be 14% left. Okay, and then the trumpet. It's going to be 17 right. So the trumpets are going to be playing alongside the bassoon because the bassoon is not... And then there's another melody here. Ooh. Okay, so the trumpet and bassoon can go together because they're not playing at the same time. That would be cool. So the bassoon, but the bassoon happens first, so let's start with the bassoon. Let's find verse empty and call it trumpets and bassoon. Let's paste that there. I think it's channel 2. Yes. Oh, it's got to be an octave down, though. Nice. Okay, so let's go back and, well, let's see how panning this is first. I'm pretty sure, so it's 30 left. Oh, it's also the same, so that's cool. It's lucky. Now we need our trumpets. Let's go directly after the bassoon. And that's gonna be at channel 10, I think. That sounds like more like a French horn, but it's the wrong octave. Interesting. What is that? Is that the French horns after all? I think I got the wrong channel wrong. 9. Oh yeah, it's the tuba. Okay. Let's undo that. Okay. And then 9, Alt C to change. Perfect. That's going to be 17% right. Why? How did those get cloned? What in the world? I swear this thing has a life of its own sometimes. So Shift C and Alt select channel 9 and Alt C to change. And so let's turn that to 17, what was it, 17 right or 17 left? 17 right. Nice. And so there they feel a little soft, so they have too much attack. Let's make them a little quicker. Nice. Let's, I think there's another thing in here, so let's do that. Yeah. There we go. Nice. Okay, now let's make that louder because the envelope made us lose volume. Not that much volume, though. Interesting. It's not as sharp as I would like. Ah, they need to be higher velocity, first of all. So let's Alt X and raise them up a bit. That's better. Oh, but there was a little bit of variation there, so that I lost by doing that. So let's make sure that we raise them up just enough to, like, yeah. There we go. Nice. Nintendo protecting IP. Yes, they are very much. Welcome, smirking. Hello, I'm searching for Donkey Kong Country soundtracks in all FLAC files for my setup and saw your videos. Can I ask what is restoring? I like you recreate the music to sound original. Restoring is that I go and find the sounds that the composers used because they got these instruments from workstation keyboard and such, and then I combine it with the data from the game to create the original, but with the bypassing the SNES as much as possible. There's a little bit of an art to it, but it's more than, it's not necessarily recreating, because recreating means that you use your own sounds, but I'm using all the sounds that the composer used. And so it's like bypassing the SNES. So I'm cussed. Watch the Donkey Kong Country show. Maybe the DK voice is no, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. Welcome, Saint Seiya. I've been watching your video. Your work is great and I enjoy the tunes. Thank you. Glad you enjoy it. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, Carlo Nassar. It's Carlo again. Thank you for your input in the server. Thing was which I wanted to make sure recurring use of capital themes. You're welcome. Glad I could help. Yeah, a lot of Grant Kirkhope was definitely inspired by John Williams. He said so, and then this particular theme is very much Danny Elfman. So he was much into the film score. He was very much inspired by film score of the day of the 90s, which in those days the market was dominated by John Williams and Danny Elfman. Pretty much. Let me eject my hard drive here. Yeah. Okay, so what's next? Okay, now we got that. Let's see what we have. Our flute. We have our winds. Okay, so these winds are played. I can't tell if that's the I think that's the same one as the barrel chorus. I wonder if I'm wrong. Maybe it's actually the flute, and the flute fits, like the flute vibrato fits better. Let's find out. Let's call this wind section. And first we're gonna try the. First let's try the flute. I'll try the flute without vibrato first. See how that does. Let's raise this up to full volume here, or like mid volume, and that's gonna be channel 11. Okay, and then Alt C to change. Oh, that sounds good. As opposed to what would the flute vibrato sound like? Because sometimes he uses flute vibrato, or the pan flute. What would the pan flute sound like, since that's right there? Wrong octave. Oh, I think that one sounds better, actually. Yeah, it's closer. I guess it is the pan flute. Yep, that's definitely it. Okay, so this is gonna be 33%, right? Good sound this time around. And there's no loop points in this one. So if we want to use a loop, I've created a looping version of the pan flute. So any long notes should be like separated. And then moved and cut. Why is, wait, didn't I put a didn't I put one of the looping pan flutes here? Dude, what the? I'm trying to use my finger for this. Definitely not the right place. Remember, FL Studio has done this thing where it doesn't by default enable loops. There we go. It's a little loud though. And this is supposed to be 30%, right? 33 at least. Let's see, let's go this piccolo looped. Because it's supposed to be piccolo here. And let's give it a little bit of release here. Let's put it up here just because it makes more sense up here. Like right under the line. Cool. Okay, that works. So we have a marimba here, which is going to be 17%, right? Okay. Let's go for the marimba. Put that in there. That's going to be channel 12. And then we want 17%, right? And normal volume. Let's find first empty. Call this marimba. Why didn't it copy? I'm pretty sure I copied that. Let's see, I think this was channel 13. No, maybe not 13. Maybe 12. Nice, I like the release. It's a little loud though, so let's turn it down. Nice. I wonder if it's gonna sound better on the, cause in the game he uses just a bass marimba, but sometimes the regular marimba works better, especially if it's playing in regular marimba range rather than bass range. But sometimes the bass, the regular marimba just doesn't work. What What are you doing, man? Just drag it here. Okay, I think it does sound better, actually. Let's give it not so much release, and then... And then we're gonna put the panning to 75% for, no, 17%, right? And this is a very sparse line. I wonder if it can be lumped in with something else. Oh, it can be lumped in with... No, it can't be lumped in with the bassoon. Oh well. Okay, so let's move on then. That's our tuba, we already got that. See what this is here. That's our French horns. So that can go, that should be able to, yeah, that can go in with the bassoon and trumpet. So now let's call this brass and trumpet. Brass and bassoon. So that means that all this has to get moved over. Or we can paste this here. Did I not copy that? I thought I copied that. Oh yeah, that's definitely that's definitely John Williams style there. So let's copy that, and then we go to, how much do we need? We need 4 extra bars for this. No, 5 bars actually. Oh, 6 bars. Yeah. So let's set our snap to be a bar, and then we'll hold shift and press the arrow key right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And then we paste this here, and what channel is my French horn again? 5. So let's select 5 and Alt-C to change. Okay, but they're fading away. I don't want them to have an envelope on it. Ah, that's why. I want them to be a little louder, too. Nice. And this will be 14% left. Oh yes, I already did that. Wait. I think I might have ruined what it was before. Let me check and make sure. 30% left. So in Ramby's track it's 30% left. And here it needs to make the switch to 16, I think it is. %14 left. So that means that we need to go to the melody, and then we are going to put an automation knob on the panning of the French horn, and then go to current project, and then pan, and then Control I to make sure that when we go to this pattern, the panning stays like that. And then we go here and we change it to 14. And then we go to the same automation and Control I to make sure that when we get here, no, not here. We want it to be in the brass and bassoon pattern. So make sure that once we get there, it changes back to that. Okay, cool. So now what's next? Oh, we do have snares here. Cool. Okay. So let's copy those. And then we're gonna go to timpani. Our jungle, and then we're gonna call it Jungle Mine Drums. Okay, so did I do these as a contact thing, or no? I think I did them as, or unless it's called orchestra. Ah, yes, I do have them as separate things. Okay, so now, so we have two samples here: the snare and the snare roll. And so this one will be the regular snare, I do believe. Yeah. Is that, no, did I just accidentally, yeah, put a note there by accident. Okay. So if we go to Jungle Mine Drums, I think the first, it starts on the second bar. Why did it copy both of those? That's stupid. Okay, so let's take out the roll, and then we'll put the roll here, and then shift it down a note so that it gets C5. Now we have to tell FL Studio, oh, it's not even a, okay, we have to tell FL Studio that just because it hits a note, we don't want it, that doesn't mean we want it to keep playing for infinity, so yeah, you have to tell FL Studio that for some reason. So let's, this one we don't need to, but let's say that it's gonna interrupt itself. But it doesn't have to be that loud. Cool. Wait, is that actually, I thought, is that just the jazz snare? Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think we need to do that. Or I guess if that's the wave that they uses. Yeah, we'll just use the snare, especially since it's there already. And I do want some release on that. Yeah. Let's call this snare roll. Let's put it right under the actual snare. It might be a different note though. So maybe if we switch that up a bit. Whoops. I don't know. I think it's just high passed. No, it actually isn't the... No, that is the... I think you just high passed the regular snare for some reason. Interesting. Okay, let's go back to what we had before. Yeah, I think you just high pass it. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Cool, that works. Okay. So then we have one more line here, which is... Okay, we have a bari sax. Okay, and since that only plays for a little bit, we can lump that in with something else. What can we lump that in with? Probably the marimba. Yeah, the marimba is the only thing that's not playing there. Or the French horn, but we already lumped that in with something else. So it's just going to go with the marimba. And which one? So how do I know where to put it? I guess I'll just put it here. Oh, but then it doesn't bring the playhead over. Well, this is just the beginning again, actually. Why didn't it paste? I copied it. So dumb. Okay, so copying it again. Make sure FL Studio hears me this time. Let's go to marimba and let's call this marimba and sax. And actually, I want to kind of like not give all of these so much space. So let's control delete the space here. And let's put the sax directly after it. Oh, but there's one note after that, so I want to do that. And the sax I think is I think is like 3 or something. No, it's like more like 5. Oh, 6. Yes, bingo. So let's Alt C to change that. But it's got to be an octave down. Does that even have more like stuff on it? Yeah, it does. But I want to see if the other sax, like the more detailed sax, actually sounds better, because I think I did. Yeah, that was the one that I deleted that is now gone. So I'm gonna have to get that back. Actually, I could plug in my hard drive again and find it. Let's see. Whoops, might have played that a little suddenly. Let's see, hard vibrato hard stereo sax. Let's try hard stereo sax. I wonder if that's going to sound better or worse. I think it's just out of range, but that sounds like a good one. Maybe not that good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that one sounds better. Yeah, it'll stay good. It'll stay good like that. That's fine. Okay. So, so that's pretty much it. Let's see if there's any space that we can remove. We can remove this space here. Control delete. And then we'll do the same for the looped piccolo. Can also remove space here. Nice. Nice. Okay. And then not really much space here. Few spaces here. Oh yeah, these are also repeated, so delete that. These look like they might be repeated a little bit. But not really in any way that can be easily replicated. Maybe this part if I remove that. But that would be really a little bit too much. I think this part is just the loop again. Let me see, did I forget that, did the... No, they didn't do that. Nope, no loop at the end of the winds. Okay, this part has some space. And this part is just loop again. Cool. Okay, so let's put this thing together now. Let's insert one above here. Let's get the bass first. I think the snare might be a little loud. And then we need some repetitions of this here. Okay, so let's make a slice here, and then Control Select and Control B. So, okay, I think the tuba starts, but let's see. Let me enable the tuba in the original. Okay, so it does start later. Oh yeah, I see it there. Why does it sound dissonant though? I think it might be bad, it might need to be retuned. Wait, isn't there like supposed to be... Ah, I think I missed these trombones. Yeah, I did. Forgot about those. Let's see. Find first MD Jungle Mine Bones. Now let's go to contact, and then this will be channel 3 maybe? Maybe. Let's Alt-C to change that. I don't think so. Yeah, it is, okay, it is that. Actually, I want them to be for number 4, bass trombones, but that's gonna be the same thing. But they sound like they're jumping, like the envelope is bad on there. I want them to be like sustaining. There we go. Nice. Cool. So let's remove some of the Control Delete, remove that space. Oh, that's the loop. Never mind. We just remove that. And I think it might be... Oh yeah, it's because it needs to be full velocity. Here at least it does. Complete the sound. Alt-X. And this is the part that's like very indicative of Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman did a lot of like stuff like that. There, that sounds more like the game. Okay, but maybe that's a little loud, so maybe if we turn it down, it'll still have that same sound. Nice. Nice. Okay, then you have a space here. Okay, so, but the tuba is still dissonant. So, I want to know, is the tuba tuned correctly? Or do I need to, like, change it? Let's see. Let's go here. Let's select channel 10, and then let's get our tuner. No, it's actually tuned and it's tuned one note too low. So let's move that. I think I moved it wrong. Oh yeah, I didn't move it quite far enough. Yes, there we go. Perfect. Nice. And I think there should be no attack here, but it's got a little bit of a flutter. One of those waves is not really right. Let's see. Like one of those waves are like later. It's this F here. Yeah, this one. This one needs to start earlier. I don't know. Maybe it's not gonna happen. That's about as good as it's gonna get. It still has a little bit of a pop. Oh, but we can remove the pop by putting a little bit of attack on the thing. Ah, but now I think it's actually the whole thing. And I think the tuba just has to be all around like louder. And the bass strings have to be lower. You don't really want the bass to exceed 6 decibels for the most part. Nice. Okay, cool. So let's put another one on top of this, and then we'll do the bones. Okay, so the bass trombones are gonna have to come down. Okay, and this line looks like it repeats. Yeah, this line repeats once. We can just take that out. And then have this and just repeat again. Oh, this is supposed to start here. So I think in this case we want the tuba to be like only those, because they're not like, so I want to keep some of the lower velocities, but I also want them to not affect the character of the sound and instead just be like quieter. Here we go. And I don't know if did I change those, did I change those velocities in the beginning? I think I did. Yeah, so they're supposed to be like lower. Okay, so let's make these lower again. There we go. And now we can put the bass trombone back to where it was. I think we raised it up a bit. Actually, it can stay where it is. Nice. Okay, that's good. Just checking in. Glad to see your sub count grew. I've been following your channel for a while now. Love your work. Keep it up. Thank you. Welcome. Glad you're in. Thanks for making an appearance. Always good to see a long-time fan. Welcome, Drewstalgic. I love this track. Glad you love it. Yes, I love it too. So that's why I'm restoring it. Alright, so now we've got it going. It's starting to take shape here. Let's add another track. Next, let's add the strings. Nice. Wonder if there's repetitions here. I think there's repetitions here. Ah, yes, there is a repetition. This part repeats. And so does this part. So let's make a slice here. Move this over here. A slice here. This part repeats once, and then this part repeats after it. Okay, and this part doesn't play till a little bit later. Actually, I think it waits till here. Yes. Nice. Okay, let's insert one, and then go with I'll be the brass and bassoon. No. Nice. I think we need those trumpets to be louder. Nice. Oh, I think that starts later, actually. Yeah, this is a little late. Nice. Nice. See, what are these chords here anyway? So we have C minor, E minor, A B flat major, E minor, C minor, and then it just repeats like that. We could actually just do that. Make a cut here. Nice. Okay, so that... I think that sax has to be a little quieter. It's not even playing. What's that? Oh, maybe that's the original layered in there. Oh, the sax isn't even there. Interesting. Okay, let's insert one. And then we'll do the marimba and sax. Nice. Okay, and then we're gonna have the space here. Nice. And then the bass sax goes at the end. At least I think. No, wait, it happens here. And I think the drums need to be louder. Maybe the sax can be a little louder, actually. think the snares can be a little louder as well. Nice. Let's insert one. And now we're gonna put our wind section. Okay, I think here is where... Okay, the piccolo needs to be quieter. And maybe the marimba as well. Okay, this is not right. I think these need to be later, actually. Nice. Whoops. So one of those is not right. I think that the winds are not right. Which one is the winds? Let's find out. Okay, this one. The winds is the one that just doesn't come into the end. Okay, that's good. That's where it's supposed to be. Is that right? One of those is wrong. Maybe it's the marimba that's wrong. Let me check that marimba. Oh, I think the marimba happens later. Yeah, the marimba happens over here. There we go. And then this part... There we go. Ah, this one needs to wait. Nice. Nice. So what's the let's see, what's like the chords here? I think that's pretty much it. They pretty much got everything represented. I think those trumpets still need to be louder. Yes. Sounding good. Let's give this a Maximus so we can master it. We never have enough bass here. Let's see. Let's see what we can do about that. Oh, that orchestral stuff is too loud. The drums, snares is too loud. I think the bass strings are gonna have to do that. And then the tuba. There we go, now that's bass. I think the piccolo is too high. Maybe the regular strings are too loud as well. No, not the French horns. Okay, that's it, a little more balanced. Okay, maybe the trumpets can relax a bit after all. Okay, the strings can relax a bit more. Maybe the French horns as well. Nice. Nice. Okay. So I think what we want to do now is like mix these. And let's go in and give everything a mixer track. So we have first fresh snare. It's very quiet for some reason. At least it's low velocity. It's supposed to be quiet. And then we have the jazz kick. So let's give the trombone a mixer track. and the French horns, and the bassoon, and the sax. Okay, first this one here. Nice. And then bassoon. Okay, and then the clavinet. Oh, but this is gonna have to move because I already did all of that. But they're not getting mixed. Oh yeah, because I have to do the next step, which is to... Yeah. Yeah, I think it's 3, 4. 5, 6. So trombone. Solo trombone, let's see. French horns. We'll just do French horns. Bassoon. Sax. And then the clavinet is there. Okay. Ending doesn't matter right now. Okay, bass trombones. Okay. And then this should be... Okay, that's on the next one, but we need that to go to 9, not 8. Bass trombones. Okay, so this percussion, we're gonna put that all in one line. So we're gonna call this tuba. Okay, let's put the cabasa and the maracas together, because they're all supposed to be like a different articulation of the same thing. Okay, now the timpani. Okay, the timpani is already mapped by default because it's the first channel, but let's go to 12. Let's send that to 12. Timpani. Okay, so now we need our snare, orchestral snare. And we're gonna map the roll in the same thing. And then the crash needs a place. Okay, and then our strings. Gotta go to 15. So let's go strings. Okay, then we have tuba. Nope, it's gotta go to 16 actually. Wait, why is... Oh yeah, it is going to 16. Why is the strings going to timpani? Oh, it's the bass strings, that's right. So we need to create their own out. Okay. So that's gonna go to 17. Why is that one still... Okay, so bass strings. Okay, because this one's going to the same place. And then these gotta go... Alright, so this is actually the bass strings, and the other one is the tuba. Okay, cool. And then we have brass, French horns, we have bassoon, and then the trumpets are going to come in next. So let's call this trumpets. Nice. Okay, that's pretty much all that goes here. Okay, now the piccolo. That should already be mapped, I think. Yes. Okay, so the piccolo loop piccolo will go to the same channel. Yes. Okay, and then marimba and sax. Oops. Trying to wrap my head around the naming here. Contact makes it really confusing. Okay, so we have marimba here. Okay, and then that's all. So this will be, looks like we have one extra. And then this will be our reverb. So let's dock this to the right. Call it reverb. Actually, no, because everything gets reverb regardless. So it'll be just on the master. Let's use TSAR1R. Let's make it a hall. And then we'll put 10%. Yes. Okay, cool. Now let's mix this by the instrument. So let's go here. So the brush snare, let's give that a little saturation. Nice. And some excitement, which basically just heats up the upper frequencies a little more. Let's give the kick also some excitement. And the saturation, no, absolutely not. Nice. Okay, so melody. Let's give that saturation. Okay, so this is gonna get saturation. And it was pretty hot in the game, so let's make it a little hotter here. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's gotta be like that. And then I want to try an exciter on this. Let's see if that makes it better. Oh yeah, that's gonna make it better. It gives it that edge of the game. Maybe it's a little too hot. Might have to turn it down a little bit. And we also want to give it chorus, because it's very mono, right? And we don't like mono things. Nice, I like that. Okay, cool. Now this is also very mono, so we want to give that a chorus as well. Slow it down so that it's not as noticeable, and turn it halfway. Okay, and then let's play from here. And definitely that'll benefit from an exciter. And I even want to boost that up a little bit with the highs. Yes. There we go. Bring those highs out of there. I wonder if it has like a low pass on it, because sometimes the contact puts a low pass on it. Nope, good. Okay, the bassoon? No. Okay, let's get an exciter on that. Perfect. Now let's get a chorus. I think it's... yeah, it's definitely mono. Nice. Let's also raise the highs on that. Nice. Yeah. Okay, let's get a saturator on that. And also get an exciter. And then... okay, chorus. Okay, now let's grab the mixer track preset for the clavinet. Nice. I don't want it to be that bassy though, because it's supposed to be a melody. Nice. But I do want it to be a little brighter than is present, so maybe we'll give it more velocity. And maybe not that bright. I like that. But kind of brighter in the ends there. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Okay. Now for the bass trombones. They're kind of quiet. Let's do that, and then exciter. Yeah. And also let's do some chorus. Cool. They're a little quiet, so we probably want to turn them up a bit. Good. Okay, for the tuba, saturator. Exciter and chorus as well. Let's solo the maracas. Give them same treatment. But not exciter, because they're already all pretty much high frequencies. Now let's, no, but not chorus, because there's too much noise either. Okay. Okay, why is this square here? I don't know if you can see that, but I can see a little square that just glitched on the screen. But anyway, so the timpani is definitely going to need... timpani is kind of hot in the game, so let's make it a little bit distorted. Nice. And I don't think it needs any exciter, but it does need chorus. That might cause some phasing issues. Not really. It's better to keep it, better to have the phasing issues. Let's say, let's call this orchestra snare. Oh look, there it goes. Okay. Okay, now in the game, these, yeah, there's a high pass on the snares. Okay, and then let's get a saturator on that. But it's also kind of hot in the game. Let's get a chorus on that. But not really, but it's already pretty much high frequencies, so maybe not a... Yeah. So let's just do chorus. There we go. Okay, perfect. We also need crash. Let's give it a saturation. Make it kind of hot. Yes. And it's already stereo, so we don't need chorus. And it's all pretty much highs, so we don't need exciter. Okay, the strings. Let's give it saturation. Exciter. But don't forget that we have that part at the beginning. Yeah, that's already really high, so if we put an exciter on that, that might be too much. No, actually it's good. And we don't, it's already stereo, so we don't need chorus. So this will get a saturation. Nice, I like that. I don't think we need an exciter on the bass though. Let's give this saturation. Nice. Good. Now let's go. That one's already mixed. Okay, yeah, let's put saturation. It's all high already, so we don't need exciter. We do need chorus. Pretty sure. Wait a second. Is it? I think it. No, I think it is. Yeah, it's not. It's mono. Okay, so let's... Oh, but I think we do actually need, or at least we need to raise the highs up. Yes. That hiss in there. Nice, I like that. Okay, so here let's do saturation. And I also want to raise the high frequencies. Yes. And we need chorus. And maybe a little less highs, but also a exciter. Yes. Nice. Great. Okay, now let's see these songs in action. Okay, timpani's too loud. I think the timpani needs more bass. Let's do it after the saturator, otherwise it's gonna distort the bass. It's gonna distort it. Okay, the crash is too loud now. Okay, so the trombone needs less bass and more highs, more mids. Nice. Let's take off the exciter. Actually, I don't think we need that. We just need to be louder, really. Yes. Okay, so we need less highs on the tuba. Nice. I think on the French horns, we need more mids. Nice. Nice. Does that clavinet really only play for like those 2 bars? That seems like a bit not enough. I guess it is. Nice. Nice. I like that. Alright. Is this minecart music? What was minecart music? Welcome, Gamer XT. No, the first right now it's the Ramby. It's when you turn into Ramby, but we're also doing the minecart music. You're just welcome, Jack Silitz Vani. Welcome. You're a legend. You're just a legend, man. I love you, bro, and I love you, random citizen. Nice. Welcome to the stream. Mara, have you played Marsupilami? No, I've never even heard of that. Welcome, Mr. 10 Years. Hey Sam, I'm back. Did you read my previous message? Yes. Welcome, Carlo Nassar. What was your? I forgot. I read it, but I forgot. What was that message? Oh, yes. Yeah, you're welcome. Glad you enjoyed the input there. Just came back from film class. Nice. I went to film school. I just heard a Metro Man reference. Ah, yes. I'm glad somebody caught that. That's a Megamind reference from the movie Metro Man. I like that. I like that movie. It's a good movie. Okay, so Rambi is good. Let's check out the Jungle Minecart. Woo! That's a bit sudden, but yes. Okay, that's too loud on the mids. Okay, so the marimba can come down. Part of that is the French horns. The loudest thing here is the bass trombones. Okay, the snares are also loud, are also bringing up the highs, so let's change that down. So the bass trombones are also loud here. So maybe the marimba can come down even more. Oh yeah, the bass trombones are doing most of that. Wait, this is not even doing anything. Oh, because I have the bass trombone. This is the French horns, not the bass trombone. That was what I needed. But now it's not even doing anything still. What is the reason? Because why isn't it unmuting? Nice. So the bones are what needs to come down. Okay, it's getting there. Okay, so what is doing most of the stuff here? Bass bones are still doing a lot of that. Okay, I think they just need to come down overall. Okay, that's better. Okay, much better. Okay, that's a little more manageable. The strings can come down a little bit. Actually, the strings were fine. I think it's both of them together. Are both of them really going at once like that? Or did I just get it wrong? Wait a second. Oh, interesting. Ah, but they don't start until... Like here, they don't start until... So that might be a reason why. Yeah, that's a little more manageable. Oh, but that's... yeah. Nice. Okay, I think we have a little more room to work with here. Yeah, that's good. Nice. Okay, so I think the timpani can come up a bit. So let's see, the trumpets we haven't mixed yet. No. Let's give that a six-sider. I kind of just want to hear the highs. Maybe a little less exciter. There we go. Perfect. And maybe a little less bass. Nice. I don't think we need so much bass on here. Nice. Nice. I'm liking that. Okay, this part's a little bit much. I think it's because of the brass. The brass needs to come down. Okay, I think the brass still needs to come down. what's the loudest thing here? And this tuba is kind of loud even for a bass. Oh, but it's still not pushing enough bass. Okay, I think it's still the trombones that are too loud. Okay, that's a little more manageable. Let's take out some of the bass on the marimba. Okay, that's a bit much bass. Okay, I need the tuba to be louder when it's by itself. Nice. Okay, this. Nice. Now the marimba can come up. Nice. Okay, the trumpets need a little bit more EQing. Okay, that's nice. Let's see, I want to EQ them a bit further, a bit more clearly. Nice. Yeah, okay, that's coming together. Nice. I think that's pretty much done. Let's see. Going back to the suites and stuff, I noticed so to call the catacombs theme is different. It's a song of the sliding guitar, sliding voice. I think so. They have names. I can read you what they're named in the MIDI collection I have, which I think is which is actually named after what's on Zephyr's domain. Let's see. In Creepy Castle, you have dungeon. You have let's see, lobby, barrel maze, tree trunk, dungeon 1, caves. So the caves, I'm assuming, is like the crypts, and then dungeon 1 is probably the one with the mine carts. Greenhouse, rubbish bin, castle library with chains. There's the library. There's the ballroom, wind tower, dungeon 2, dungeon 3. I don't even know what all these are. So we'll pretty much call that done. Let's see what exactly are those ballroom those themes. So there's dungeon 1. Okay, that's dungeon 1. Oh, and then there's caves. What is caves? Sounds familiar. Okay, and then there's dungeon 2. And that's those crypts that I was talking about with the yawning. Yes, that one. With also yawning. Okay, so pretty much, yeah, that's what they're called. Dungeon 1 was Kremlin Corridor. I don't even know what that means, Kremlin Corridor. Maybe it's on the official OST, but I just know what I have here. But I have no idea. I mean, accurate is like initially called. I don't think accuracy matters here because nobody knows what these names are. Like nobody's looking for these by name. Like they don't know what it's called. They're just like, oh yeah, that song. Like nobody knows what that's called. So I don't think it really matters what you call them. Yeah, I guess I don't think it matters much what you call them. Because nobody knows the name. Anyway, so, but yeah, we'll call that done. And I think we still have the boss theme to go, but we'll do that another day. So I'll open another project with the boss themes, and that'll be that. But maybe I can do it in the orchestral themes, but I think there's enough orchestral themes where it's gonna overload the project if I do that. So maybe we'll make that an offset since we already have the mixing for these orchestral instruments. So anyway, yeah, we'll call that a day, and tomorrow we'll come back with the boss theme. So thanks y'all for coming to the stream, and this will be Jam and Sam signing off. Yeah, I mean, check gameplay videos, and there is you'll be able to see which one it is. I mean, if you're just looking for which level it is, I don't know that there is any correct name, but if you're just looking for which level it is, then you would have to check the gameplay videos to be sure, because I don't remember exactly. Just watch the game. If you comb through the gameplay videos, or if you use an emulator and just go to those places, then you'll see. But yeah. Alright, have a good day, y'all, and take care. This is Jam and Sam signing.